and I had to shoot on Windows too, because I decided that there's gonna be a lot of people who come to this channel who are on Windows, so I need to have a lot of lessons in Windows so they can relate. The thing about these how-to videos, it's like there's a better term for that. It's not do-it-yourself videos, and that's not a good one either. DIY tutorials. Tutorials is probably the best thing to call them. They take so long to freaking do. I had it made when I was just doing movie reviews. Movie reviews are freaking easy. I got it down to a science. You basically talk a little bit about the plot, say what's good and what's bad about it, or give it a rating, wrap it up. Then when I go edit, I edit it. I take out all the little pauses. If you ever wonder why it seems like I never stop talking in my reviews, because I cut out all the pauses and stuff. I pause. If you actually saw an unedited version of one of my reviews, you would think I was a moron. You probably already think I'm a moron, but whatever. You would be certain of it if you actually saw an unedited version. Because I am horrible. I am horrible. But with a little bit of editing, sometimes some reshooting, I'll look actually coherent. I think I've gotten it down to a science though. But usually a movie review, let's say a 10 to 15 minute movie review, will take on average an hour probably. You go through the rough edit, and then you add all the clips from the movies. And what you do when you're doing a rough edit, you drop markers throughout the edit. Okay, I need a movie clip right here. I need a movie clip right here. You just stop and put markers. So when you're done with the rough edit, you go through, and you don't even have to write anything. You can put notes in the marker, but I don't even do that. I just listen to what I was talking about. I say, okay, I need a shot of this. I need a shot of that. I need a shot of the girl, because I'm talking about the main character or whatever. Or I need a shot of the villain, because I'm talking about him in this clip, or this area of the edit. So that's what you do second time, and then you finally tune it. You cut out even more, because when you actually put clips throughout an edit, you can actually cut out more, because you're cutting away from yourself. So you can cover up more mistakes. It's amazing what you can do with editing. And I didn't know about cutaways till I actually had to go to film school to understand that concept. And a lot of other things too. Dollies. I didn't know what a dolly was. I didn't understand why it was important, why you needed. This is all these little things you learn in film school, why you need, and you learn it from the teachers. So anybody saying you can learn stuff from books, you don't have to go to college. You can and you can't. There's certain things you can only learn from somebody that has some kind of experience. Now, and that's not to say all my professors had experience. They didn't, but some of them have most of them had worked in some kind of project at one point. Even though I never really did anything in the industry, not really. I've been on shoots, so I know what it takes, and I know how why it takes so long to shoot stuff. God, there's so many elements to get together when you're shooting a movie. Shooting anything. That's why I got this studio, so I can just sit down, my camera's all synced up, all the settings are already set. I just rock. I turn on my lights and I just rock. So satisfying. And it used to take me about 4 hours to do my edits. Now, like I said, I can do it within an hour, hour and a half. The very hard ones take 2 hours. But I haven't had one like that in a long time. That's usually magic hour. When I used to do an hour-long talk show. When you start doing hour-long anything, it takes forever. But getting back to why I'm mentioning editing, when I started doing these tutorial videos, they take forever. I think I spent 8 hours on the one I did last night. And I didn't finish it last night. 8 hours total, because I probably did 4 hours last night. And I had to shoot on Windows too, because I decided that there's gonna be a lot of people who come to this channel who are on Windows. So I need to have a lot of lessons in Windows so they can relate. Especially stuff like OBS. Whenever I get around to doing a tutorial for OBS, I'm gonna have to do it in Windows, because nobody, there's a lot of people that use Macs, but there's just certain genres like games. You gotta do games in Windows. So I just intentionally made myself work in Windows doing this intro to YouTube from scratch video I did. And then I did a sequel. I did lesson 2, and it was also on Windows, but I had to do all this stuff because all my stuff is geared toward Macs. So I had to figure out how to do a screen capture on Windows. Because it's easy on Mac, you just buy a program, but I'm sure there's one for Windows, but they don't seem, some of the stuff you get from Windows just doesn't seem as good. Like editing stuff, I've used, what's that one everybody uses now? Premiere. It is slow. Final Cut, just from the standpoint of rendering and playing, like you can throw an effect on the track in Final Cut Pro and immediately play it. In Premiere, from what I remember, you gotta wait 5 minutes before that. I don't try not to curse. You gotta wait 5 minutes for that stuff to process. And you're like, what the? You can't get Final Cut Pro on Windows, so. And then GarageBand. I used to use Audacity, which is available on a Mac, but it's like, even though these cross-platform applications, usually they suck because they're cross-platform and they don't spend a lot of time on the Mac version, or they don't update it as much as the Windows version, and it usually sucks. So I was using Audacity, and I was like, you know what? Because I was using Audacity for a little while, and then I was like, you know what? I want to do a show with 2 mics. This was before we were doing shows with 2 mics. We were still using lapel mics, which we were recording on an iPad. So we had some sound problems. I told Curtis at the time, I said, we need a freaking real mic for backup. So I bought a Yeti. And I asked Curtis, I said, what should I use to record? He told me Audacity. So I downloaded Audacity and I used it. It was okay. Excuse me. It was okay. But when we decided, I started deciding to do the studio and to use, like, we were still using just one mic, that Yeti. But then I said, I'm going to create this studio. I'm going to have 2 Rode mics. And I started trying to do it in Audacity. I'm sure there's an easy way to do it, but I couldn't find it. So I was like, you know what? Let me see if I can do this in GarageBand. because I had never used GarageBand, strangely enough. So I started looking up videos, and I found a video, and I've done a video just like it now, explaining how you set up 2 mics in GarageBand, and it was so much simpler than Audacity. And I was like, okay, I'm using GarageBand from now on. And I've been rocking ever since. God, this game's taking way too long. So yeah. Anyway, guess the point is I'm going back to Windows a little bit. Because I know for a fact OBS is going to be better on Windows. I mean, I've been using it on a Mac. I don't have a problem with the way it runs. There seems to be like more plugins and stuff available on Windows. So I got to sit down one day and set it up on my, because I got Windows on an external drive. So I just need to sit down and set it up. In fact, I need to set up a bunch of stuff on Windows, because it's like whenever I boot into Windows, I can't access most of my stuff. It's like I need to transfer some stuff over to that external, so I don't have to save it on I don't have to boot into my Mac environment. Download a bunch of stuff to a flash drive and then reboot in Windows and transfer it over. I don't have to do that anymore. I don't know. I probably could transfer it through my RAID. I need to check on that. I think I've done that actually before. Now that I think about it, I feel stupid.